What's going on? So, you may remember that I promised that when I made my next batch of beer, I would show you how. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. If you like to make your own beer, you're not really making it 100% from scratch. So you don't need all the fancy stainless steel equipment, filling up your garage or your basement or something like that, and all the money that goes along with buying that stuff. So they've made it pretty easy. It comes like this already, a paste in a can that's probably like halfway through the process. You're going to make some wort, spelled W-O-R-T, but pronounced wort, and you're going to go from there. So without further ado, let's get right in it. So first thing you need to do is you get this stuff that comes with it. It's called No Rinse Cleanser from Mr. Beer themselves, right? So there's lots of different companies. This was given to me as a gift, so I just keep buying the refill pack for it. It came with bottles. I got another gift along the road of new bottles. So I'm going to use these for the first time for this batch. It does come with plastic bottles originally in the kit. You get this big barrel that you're going to let it sit for weeks in, and about 12 big plastic bottles. So bigger than your regular size beer. I think they're probably close to like 20 ounce, something like that. But yeah, I got these glass ones now, so this should be cool. Comes along with these. I got these in here for now because we don't really use the dishwasher that much, but when it comes time, I'm going to clean those up and use those, and should be a better experience being in glass. So next up, you got the cleaning. So you're going to clean it. What you're going to clean is with this no rinse cleaner. Last time I was just real careful, didn't use this, and it came out just fine. I just didn't dry anything. I let everything air dry after I super cleaned it. But you're going to use this. You're going to put about half a packet into your barrel here and fill it up to the number 1 line and swish it around. Wait 2 minutes, and then, swish it around again, and then you're going to dump it out and let it air dry a little bit, and then you're immediately going to start your process. You don't want anything to get dirty between point A and point B. So then when you dump that out, you're going to dump some through the nozzle, clean that out, and then the rest of it you're going to put in a bowl, and you're going to use that to make sure that your utensils are clean. They claim 2 minutes. Keep everything in there for 2 minutes before using, and that way you just make sure everything you use is clean. So I just went one step further. The beer kit comes with instructions, by the way, but you can Google your instructions if you already have some kind of kit. The Mr. Beer stuff is pretty good. Comes complete with everything you need. And I'm not being paid. It's not promotion for Mr. Beer, but hey, it's not a bad product. So next thing is I added on a step. I dumped some of this in here and cleaned my stainless pot. I prefer to use a stainless pot because let's face it, when the breweries are doing this stuff, they're using everything stainless. So might as well stick with that. So like I say, the kit comes with directions. If you don't have your directions or you lost them, you can find this stuff online. You can take notes in it for your next batches, and then you'll know what to do, right? To make things better as you go. You got your cleaning, your brewing. We're on the brewing step because I already did all the cleaning. But yeah, so put that aside. Next thing we want to do is we want to warm up this can so it all comes out nicely. So I noticed that this cap is on pretty tight. So we're going to have to get it off. So last time I did this, I noticed the easiest way to do this is to hold the can and whack it off like this, right? We're just going to whack it right off. So let's try that. Go around the edges. You'll hear it. It'll change. The sound will change a little when you start getting it. Try not to hit your hand, of course. And then, you know, unless you're trying to save this cat, there could be other ways that you could do this. And there it goes. All right, came off. I'm not really going to save it, but if you wanted to, that's probably the easiest way to get it off. So then this comes with a packet of yeast. We're going to use this later on after we put it in the barrel, so we'll put that aside. So next thing you want to do is, I don't know if you want to save the label or not, but you're going to want to take off the label. Try not to cut nobody, including yourself. That's never fun. There might be some adhesive here. I might not be cutting in the right spot. I have had this can on the shelf for a month or so, so maybe it's just stubborn, or maybe I'm cutting it the wrong spot. Let's try a different spot. There we go. So I tried a different spot. Now it's coming right off. Alright. I decided to get the American style lager one because I tried that last time and I liked it. And look, they even have directions on the refill can. So, directions everywhere you look. Everywhere you look! Alright. So you may notice this thing says best before June 6, 2026. I think we're going to be drinking it way before then. It wants to put it in warm water and loosen the paste inside the can up a little bit. Right? So we'll let that soak there for a while. I got warm water. It's not super hot, but generally my hands can take a little bit more heat than most people. Just used to it. But there you go. We'll let that sit. So I turned the can so it's right side up. This is the side that had the yeast packet in it that we took the cap off. And then this is the side with the expiration date on there, our best before date. It's been sitting here a little bit. I noticed it did actually say hot water, not warm water. While I was waiting, went back and looked. Doesn't hurt to always read a couple times, right? So I put some more hot water in there, let it sit a little bit. Next step is going to be to put some 4 cups of water into our pot here. I got a nice little filtering system going on, so I fully trust the water that comes out of here. Let it run a couple seconds. We're going to want 4 cups while we're waiting. Oop, that's a little hot. So we'll get our 4 cups. This is a 2-cup pitcher that I also cleaned in this solution. So we should be good on that front. And we're going to go 1, 2, and then 2 more cups. Should be good. We got our 4 cups. And then we're pretty much done with this. I can go in the sink. We're going to turn on the heat. Bring it to a boil. There's not much sense in going full bore like that because you're just putting your heat out over the edges of the pot. It's like going down a one-way street. How fast do you need to go, right? Or a dead-end street. So I just turn it until the flames are just touching the pot. that's going to boil it just as quick as that, right? Let that heat up. Comes to a boil, we're going to turn it off and we're going to dump the can in. So it's time to get the can open. Alright, that's about as boiling as it gets for that little amount of water in the bottom of the pot. You could probably use a smaller pot, but I like this one. Our wort paste is all liquefied. First thing we want to do is turn off the heat. We've already achieved our temperature. We're going to pour this in. And we're going to stir it. I'm going to use my Teflon coated whisk that's been soaking in the sanitation fluid so I don't scratch, or actually I'm sorry, I'm going to use my stainless whisk because I'm not worried about scratching a stainless pot with a stainless whisk. We're just going to stir it up until it's nice and even and smooth, and then we'll pour it into the bucket.
I have more trash coming out.
There it is. It's all nice and mixed up, nice and smooth. While we were waiting for the boil, we went with the next step. Filled our plastic keg up to the #1 line with cold tap water. In this case, my cold filtered tap water. They recommend maybe even using a refrigerator filter water, but my tap water is better filter, and the temperature of the water in the pipes outside is cold enough now. So what we're looking for is cold water that we're going to pour it into. I think we're mixed up pretty good. We're going to take this, dump it into the keg. You can see we mixed it good enough, as evidenced by nothing left in the pot really. We poured it in here. So next we had to bring our water level up to the #2 mark. You can see there's #1. We went there first, then we poured in the wort, and then we went up to the #2 level. It's kind of hard to see unless I give it a little perspective from the flashlight. But yeah, it's up to the #2 level. Now we will take our Teflon whisk, because we don't want to scratch the inside of our barrel, and stir it up real good. It's important to do this first. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do this after we put in the yeast packet, right? We don't want to mix up the yeast. We want that to settle by itself. So the instructions actually say vigorously stir this up, right? So we're going to make sure we mix it real good, all directions. It's nice and even. It's normal for it to get a little foamy. That's okay. Right. And then we're going to get our yeast, and we're just going to sprinkle that on the top. Don't worry, it'll spread out. Done this before. You can see it's already spreading out. It's spreading out over the top. It'll sink in, do its thing. Right? We got our lid, which hopefully we kept clean this whole time. I know I did. We screw that on. Now I'm going to give you a word of warning. This is not an airtight lid. It does have some vents, so you cannot turn this upside down or you're going to have a problem. On the top, you get this little indicator that came with the kit. It's got where it's too cold or too hot. check mark means this environment right here is good temperature. So we're going to put this in a nice dark spot. Keep it in that check mark temperature, which is between 67 and 77 preferably. Probably closer to 67 is better, they say, for 2 to 3 weeks. 2 weeks could be ready to go to the next step, but longer is better. Here we are in my basement. Got it on the old storage shelves that came with the house. Right? I got a bunch of old t-shirts and stuff that I like to put over top of it. Keep it nice and dark. Basically, you can look it up on the internet, but basically, you want to keep this dark, right? I've even seen somewhere where it says so dark that Darth Vader would be intimidated. So yeah, get some stuff going on there to make the area nice and dark, right? So I just put my t-shirts over it, forget about it for a couple weeks, and then check it. We'll come back. In the next video, we'll be bottling. There it is, right? I got 2 t-shirts wrapped around it, so ain't no light getting in there. And I even took a minute to make sure the nozzle, the tap, was towards this direction, because I have cats and they're always climbing around everywhere. So we don't need them spilling the beer out all over the place. You can see some of it, the last batch I brewed in the growler. I don't know if I've talked about that, but growlers, they keep a really good seal if the beer hasn't come out of the tap in a bar yet. So really good. You can brew it in that. That's probably going to be the best one yet. Actually, had a little bit of whiskey added to it. And then these are the plastic bottles that came with the kit. I like to keep them in the dark until I'm ready to use them. Then I might throw them in the fridge as well. But yeah, you can tell like when the bottle's really hard when you get the plastic ones. When it's really hard, that means you got a good seal and it's ready. That means it's carbonated. It's fully carbonated. That's what makes it nice and tight like that, because it's expanded. But yeah, and then you can see over here, I got, watch out there, Darth. I got a couple in the back here. They're ready to go. Just saving them for special occasion. I don't really believe that beer gets too old. I guess it depends on the beer, but for the most part, those are good to go whenever I want them. So there you have it. We'll wait 2 weeks, maybe 3, and then we'll check a little bit out of the tap, see what it tastes like, decide whether we want to go to the next step, which would be putting them in the bottles and adding the sugar. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned for the next step of the process. Subscribe if you'd like to see some more stuff, and give me some likes. Till next time, have a good one.